Dreven.Mehendisus says hello. Dreven.Mehendisus says how you doing? Dreven.Mehendisus says come on Streamer Labs. Dreven.Mehendisus says yes. Dreven.Mehendisus says there we go. Dreven.Mehendisus says give me 5 minutes.
Okay, I forgot the intro. Here we go again. Yeah, I don't like the popping of my webcam. Can I solve it rapidly? Three more close up. No. Yes. NVIDIA can. Okay. I solve this. Maybe it's this one. Yeah, I think it's this one. Maybe a mirror. Oh no, vertically. Yeah, I don't know about the microphone. Will it double? Yes, it's doubling my voice. Okay, let's test this. Welcome to Driven by Me, and this is in tonight. Oh yes, it worked. Tonight we will continue where we left. Some update maybe not. No, I don't have many updates. I just reflected upon before going further, and there is already many new idea that makes me uh, makes me want to makes me want to redo many of the stuff that I did, but not now. Now I need to focus on finishing the demo, but the main menu just like have a new idea, and there was an idea I had about how the gameplay would occur. I don't know if I should talk about it now. Maybe later, because it would be too much info for the demo. So I fixed some of the things. I want just Airfly, so yeah, I have this camera problem on this one. And I think it's the size of this box, of the capsule. Need to lock this. Like that. Let's see. I hope it will fix, because if it's not that, I will need to find, but offline, off stream. I don't like when I forget to bring back 100, because my 100 is precise. Then let's go on. I didn't see. Oh yeah, bat size. Let's bump it up until it's flat on the floor. There we go. Now we can bring back the 100. Okay, I hope this will solve the camera. No, I will have to find, and I did like a lot of trying to find it. But yeah, maybe I will have this zoom out eventually. Because when you are an Airfly, you need to look at around the corners. But I would want to, if I finish what I was doing for today, what I will do, I will try to fix this so we can test. But now the issue is that the static mesh is not creating the other hole, and also I reflected upon it, and I think I'm not doing it the right way, because I would love to have modifiable mesh. Like, I would love that the holes that you see there are made by the players, and now I think that if I do a static mesh, it might not be possible. Let's put some music. So I found a tutorial that might help us with that. This is too loud. I don't like this orchestral version of this music. It makes me think of the 70s music, like this. It's fine. Like, I like this kind of music. It's the music style that you hear in The Sims. But I heard this music. I heard it like in 16-bit original song when I was young. So hearing it in that style, I don't like it, but I like the style. Original. tune. I'd like to sidetrack a little bit. I just want to hear the original. When you get the ship in Final Fantasy VI, you have this music. It's the airship Blackjack. Blackjack is the character who on the ship. I understand that they picked the right style for it, but yeah, they picked the right style. It was a style that was in the shopping grocery stores in the 70s. There was a guy who covered this in YouTube. Sim music origin. It's like a like a documentary or something. A YouTube documentary. Documentary. And it talk about the 70s, 60s, 70s music. Oops, I should write Sims. I don't want soundtrack, but I hope I can do like in Google minus soundtrack. It's a good documentary, but I cannot find it. Original region. That could be fun to watch. How the language from Sims was. Yeah, I cannot find it, but there was a good. I saw it not long ago. It was very good. A good. I hope I will find it back. It was Sims 1 music more than the later Sims. Okay, let's go do this. As I said, I have a tutorial that can be cool. The tutorial that can help us with this is in French, but I can translate. There's now in YouTube sub English sub or other languages. So I will just translate it. Turn on the sub in English. That way it's not too boring to listen to. Damn it. Okay, let's go. So yeah, in the 60s, in 70s, maybe 40s, between the 40s and 70s, I guess. I think I don't remember well, but in USA, the grocery stores and the mall had this style of music running in the background. Oh, I found it. It's this video. No. It's the other one.
What you're listening to right now is New Beginning.
But I guess this one is it's good to listen to watch, and this one.
The music of The Sims 1.
This one I saw.
The original Sims is different. While the soundtracks to the other mainline games feel light, whimsical, and borderline cartoonish, The Sims 1 doesn't. The music of the other games take on lives of their own, each feeling perfectly suited for the fun, zany, fictional worlds they're contained in. The Sims 1 doesn't really work quite that same way. The music of the original Sims has such a specific, unique, and instantly recognizable tone compared to its younger siblings, and compared to most other games for that matter. It's not video gamey. It feels much more grounded and sophisticated. On the surface, it's a mix of jazz, bossa nova, and other discernible genres that you'd commonly hear in the real world. But if you listen more intently, there's a subtle irony and self-awareness that brings the music into this weird realm of hyper-realism. And when you pair these attributes with the contents of the game itself, I think what the music evokes becomes
that
clear.
was just while I was
The Sims
searching.
1 soundtrack.
I was playing this just while I was searching my video to play my tutorial. So if you want to have the tutorial, it's this one. If I go there, okay, so if your YouTube is in another language, it will translate it in English, but it's a French video at base. So if you want to change it to English, it's there. So I would just press play. You can hear it.
Hello, c'est Plup. Aujourd'hui, tuto sur les dynamic mesh.
So I would show you. It sounds bad because sometimes they use a robotic voice, but often it sounds robotic. But this one is specifically robotic in English.
Strands. Dynamic strands are dynamic strands.
It's fine. I just need to follow what he says. The thing I don't need to follow what he says. I just need the specific a specific thing. But I didn't have the time to do it today. I needed to fix what I fixed.
Meaning they can be modified during the game.
That's what I want. I want to modify it during the game.
This means that we can modify them in order to combine several strands, cut them, find them, etc., and in fact perform a certain number of rotating functions on them in order to modify them at any time. So, let's take a look at that together. Well, let's keep it simple. We'll look at it with a wall, since that's kind of what I showed you quickly on Discord, hence the request to do a tutorial on it. So, while we're at it, let's do something similar. So, I've already planned my strand for my wall. Here, what we're going to do is, first of all, we're going to activate the geometry script plugin. Now, I should already have a geometry script activated here. So this is the one to check and restart, to have the geometry script plugin activated, to be able to
What is this? Oh, it's not my...
use the dynamic meshes. Once that's done, we're going to create a small actor here for testing. I'm going to call it dynamic mesh. And in my scene, the arrow is over there. So I'm going to place it directly here so that we can see it directly in front if we need to see it and test it.
Yeah, going too fast.
So for the dynamic meshes, we're going to take care of a dynamic mesh, component. So...
Okay.
So we're going to have the dynamic mesh itself and the dynamic mesh component. Here, it's just marked dynamic mesh, but it's a component. In the same way as a skeletal mesh component or a static mesh component.
This I
Here, we have a list of components, and inside this dynamic mesh component, we're going to be able to apply a mesh to it. Since it's a dynamic mesh, we can't directly apply a skeletal mesh or a
Damn it, I'm too fast again.
static mesh here. We'll have to do it from the code. So, we're going to
What did
create
he
a...
say?
We'll directly apply a skeletal mesh or a
Okay.
static mesh here. We'll have to do it from the code.
This is what I do
So, we're going to create a small function that I'm going to call init mesh.
already.
And we're going to execute it directly on the construction script because that will allow the construction script to be executed at the construction level the moment we compile the actor. If we move it here, you can see that if I compile, we have the little execution circles. That's to say that the execution has been completed and that it went through here.
I didn't do
And so
it
because the
in
construction script is also
construction.
executed in the editor.
I don't know. I think I don't have. I don't use an actor. So I started from another type. But I could slide, drag and drop it in an actor. Where's my mesh? Asset. Yeah, so I started in generate a dynamic mesh actor. The guy started in actor, I think. But yeah, you can do either way. Do I have? Yes, I can start from the construction script, but I don't know. I don't think it will help so far. It does not change.
That's the advantage,
situation.
and it will allow us to have a direct... And so, because the construction script is also executed in the editor. That's the advantage, and it will allow us to have a direct visual without having to test it in-game.
Oh, okay, yeah.
So,
But
in
I
the Wix,
do have
we're-
this. I don't need to be in construction script. I do add a visual, as you saw. Like if I push that there. What? I have. Oh, I pushed the right one. Okay, I have multiple generated one. I need to solve this. I will delete them then. Especially that now I know I need a button for that. Except if this tutorial works. Okay, so as you can see, I don't need a construction script. To start it in construction script, I have direct update. Oh, I need to bring the compost in the house right now, so I will take a little break. I will snooze. Take a little break later. In let's say in 15 minutes. So why? Okay, I don't have a generated mesh, but the hole is not there. What happened? Oh, maybe I broke something and I thought it was the. I thought it was the. Of course, it won't be there. I thought it was the static mesh generation, but it seems that it's maybe it's not connected. That's why. Oh, okay. It's when I did this crap. Anyone noticing it in the previous the previous thingy might have a good laugh. Think the previous episode sequence, not squeeze, sequence. That's why, but that's not an issue anymore. That's not the issue I have now. I want to have my dynamic mesh in the build at the end of the day, instead of generating static mesh. But I think in this tutorial, this guy is doing what I was.
We're going to start with a sequence here because I like to do it vertically.
Haha, this guy too.
So, first, what we're going to have to do is apply a wick to this dynamic wick. How do we apply a wick to it? We're going to have several possibilities. To start, I'm going to get the dynamic mesh.
What is a wick? A John Wick?
So get it, this dynamic mesh will be empty, but at least we'll have the reference. So get dynamic.
I wonder what is a wick. What he means. I will turn it in French.
So,
Ce qu'il va falloir faire, c'est lui appliquer un mesh à ce dynamic mesh. Alors, comment lui appliquer un mesh? On va avoir plusieurs possibilités. Déjà, pour commencer, je vais lui récupérer.
So it was a mesh.
the dynamic mesh.
Is a wick translation is
To
a
start-
mesh.
Wicks, we're going to
Wicks.
start with a sequence here because I like to do it vertically.
Okay, it's before the mesh.
First, what we're going to have to do is apply a wick to this dynamic
wick?
wick.
A whip?
How do we apply a wick to it? We're going to have several
He
possibilities.
clearly said a mesh in French.
To start, I'm going to get the dynamic mesh.
And even that, maybe it's because he translating the word a mesh word in English, a French mesh word in English, because in French we don't use mesh. We use maillage. We say maillage for the English word mesh. So the guy in French said they didn't use the French word, they used the English word. But I wonder what it's trying to translate as wick in English. We say mesh, which is a wick. Yes, there's a mesh like and we say often mèche de cheveux, which is a hair strand, hair lock. Candle wick. You say candle wick for mèche de cheveux. Mèche de bougie. Okay, it's on a candle. And bougie is a candle. Mèche de gouvernail. Rudder stock. We don't use mesh a lot. We use it for fire and hair often, more often. But yeah, we use it mostly for hair and fire. Bougie.
So get it, this dynamic mesh will be empty, but at least we'll have the reference. So get dynamic mesh. You see that this is not a pure function, but it's still this one.
We did this already in mine, I'm pretty sure. I'm almost sure. I'm less and less sure. Oh, maybe that's the issue I have. Get dynamic mesh.
And we're going to save it in a local variable.
Set dynamic mesh. I did it. I did this in the. This is the hole. Oh, it's air. Yeah. But it does not do something like that. But maybe I could bring this up. Get dynamic mesh up. Fake to static mesh. Yeah, there is it too. I think, yeah, I will move this out. I could try to move it up here. Just to see if it will solve the problem. And he put it into variable. Do I have the dynamic mesh variable? The thing is, I don't know. He does not build. He does not do a build at the end. But I hope it will work anyway. Do I have a dynamic mesh here? Target mesh. This one is the exposed mesh. Let's find it. No, it's not target mesh. What's that? There is static. Yeah, it's target mesh. Okay. So instead of the ear, it should be. Nay. Like that. And I should pick this one instead. But it might break everything, so I can revert anyway. If it's breaking too much. Because this one is also use. There, okay, no, it's fine. I will rename it dynamic mesh.
It says a mesh. That way, we have our local variable. We'll be able to work on it. It'll be faster. So from this one, it's empty. It's a mesh, but it's an empty mesh. There's nothing in it. So that's why we can't see anything at all.
At all.
We have several ways to add a mesh to it. For example, we can simply add boxes or simple elements. So for that, we can do a append and we can have a box, capsule, cone, cylinder, disc, etc. We have relatively simple elements that we can add like this, but we can also, by the way, fold mesh. What is that? It's another dynamic mesh. Okay, I'm testing it out. Feel free to do the same thing, huh?
Huh?
You have this kind of functionality. We're not going to go over everything here because I don't know everything. We're just going to see a bit of what we can do with
learning all the nodes in Unreal is like learning Chinese. There, I don't remember how many Unreal blueprints number of nodes. Amount of nodes. thousands. Amount of built-in nodes, exact amount of. Come on. Exact. Okay, he does not want to tell an exact approximative range from 2000 to 4000. So if you want to learn blueprints, don't start by learning every note. It's like
with it
learning
and how to play around.
Chinese symbols.
But obviously feel free to test, check, look at other things, what you can do and so on and so forth. What I would tend to do is the append box to be able to create a box. And we have an open box version with collision.
The best way to learn is to learn what you need to do at the moment. Because there's too many stuff to learn.
That will basically allow it to create a box, a cube.
This is
But
what
it will also apply a collision.
This is what I used. Exactly. I did the same process as he did. Why not using the one with collision bugs? I need collision bugs. And the tutorial I was following, he used append bugs.
To it at the same time. So, either it applies a collision to it because it outputs the values here, but the values that normally come out are still involved inside. So here, we don't need to create a box, we'll need it later.
Alligator.
Well, I think. On the other hand, what we're going to apply to it is a static wick directly.
Whip.
So, to apply a static wick to our
Wick.
dem, what we're going to do is we're going to make a copy. So, where is it?
Brevin.Mehendisis says he means measure me.
Mushroom. Oh yeah, it's there. The chat is visible.
Copy wick from static wick, that one, that will allow us to copy all the contents of a wick, of a static wick into our dynamic wick.
Yeah, I mean a mesh.
Ah, so well, we're going to copy a wick. So instead,
Copy. I did the copy thing, but it's not in there. It's when I do my ear. It's in the function I did there. Yeah, copy. So yeah, he probably followed the same tutorial as mine, as the one I followed in English, and the one I showed
we're
you.
going to put the
last
walling
episode.
directly on it, called wall. There you go. If we compile and save, we can go to the old portal, we can see our wick in 3D.
Quick.
But as you can see, there's no texture there on our wick. And if we go even further, we go through it, there's no collision. However, if we check our static wick in
However.
question, not only does it have a texture on it, but if we check the collisions, we have a green box here for the collision.
Yeah, he didn't create a box. He assigned a mesh that exists already. This is not what I want to do, but
So,
Maybe
we'll
it's
need to
my
retrieve
problem.
that as well. Ah, here, we don't need to touch that. It just returns the dynamic wick, but in concrete
Wick.
terms, that's an object, so it's modified automatically. So it's modified itself, there's no need to use that. That's in case you want to do something, in the case of failure or success here. There's no reason for it to fail here. But there you have it. So, once we've retrieved and given it the wick, we'll need to take care of the materials.
Yeah, I don't
So
do
the
that.
materials, and that's why here,
No.
instead of putting it directly in the list here, we're going to put it in the form of a variable. I'm not going to put it locally, I'm going to put it in the current variable. I'm going to call wick and I'm even going to put it in an editable instance.
Yeah,
That way,
yeah, I
it will
remember
be
that.
possible to modify it directly here. Finally, if I understand, we
Can
will have the
change his
variable
mesh.
mche here and
But
we will
that's
be
not
able
what
to
I
put a
want to do.
sphere or something else and it will be applied to our dynamic wick.
Because I'm building my dynamic mesh. He do not. His tutorial is specifically to have a destructible wall, but mine is both. Is to have a procedural wall and a destructible procedural wall. So maybe
So this,
it won't solve my problem, which is having the dynamic mesh in the build at the end.
will allow us, especially in the form of a variable, to be able to retrieve the list of materials that is associated with this wick because this static wick here, if we double click here you see there is a list of materials that are already applied with the number.
But I'm in the right. I'm doing the same thing as he do, but he use instead he use a mesh that exists in his content browser. Me too, but it's multiple mesh that exists in my content browser, like the cube. Yeah, just the cube. The whole have the spheres. So it's the same thing.
Number of elements and so on,
Similar
so
thing.
that's what we will need to retrieve. So we will do a get
So
material.
now he does the material, but I will do this in future task. So I will skip the material stuff.
We recompile. And now on the game portal, we have our model with the textures, but we have the model with the texture, but we still don't have the collisions. We run into the wall, go through it. So we're going to have to manage the collisions.
We did.
We're also going to have to retrieve the collisions. So to retrieve the collisions, we're going to retrieve our mesh here. And we're going to generate. So maybe not generate. We're just going to type collision. And get simple collision from static mesh. It allows us to retrieve the simple collisions because here it's the simple collisions that we're going to use anyway. We're going to connect it right
Okay,
away.
so he reused the collision of the static mesh from his content browser. Maybe I could do this because I have this issue too where it's a blob. The final collision is a blob. Okay, I need to get the compost out now. So I will be back in a few minutes. Just a little break. I'm back later on. Whoa. spaghetti. Spaghetti. And instead of doing my long supper, because when I cook my own, I take really long time. I do often little pizza, artisanal pizza. Like I use my bread, naan bread, naan, and I do like all my cutting of shrooms. That's why my supper is long to do it. But now I have more time because I was offered a meal. I don't need to cook. Okay, let's go. Let's continue this. So he copies the mesh, so I might need to cut this and pick another. Bring this here. No, damn it. Oops. I don't want to right away delete it. Just in case it doesn't work. So I will also, yeah, later. But yeah, we'll just put it there real fast. Okay. So we did the copy. I do it too. I don't think he does this. Because I do it and it solves my problem. But he do not do it and it does not build.
Way before we
Maybe
forget.
I won't have a good
And then the collisions, in the same way as the
a good answer from him. A good solution. But anyway.
materials, are also done on the component. So the component, we create a simple collision set of dynamic mesh component. We connect the two simple collision pins. And now we have taken the collisions from the mesh, or rather, we have retrieved them and added them to the dynamic mesh component. If we compile, we don't really see any difference.
Wait a
But
minute.
if I go to
Set simple collision.
we connect the two simple collision pins.
Okay, maybe this could be good for me. Let's try it. I did. Oh. Where did I do this? Okay, no, it cannot be good for me because... Oh, yeah, maybe. The thing is... Where did he pick? Mesh. And his mesh is... static mesh. What is my static mesh? It's not the same as is. Because he does not have this. Yeah, it does not work. Like it cannot work with me because he has a mesh that he enter here. I don't have this. I don't use this. You cannot see because of my head. I move my head? Can I move my head, please? There we go. Just a second. There we go. Okay. So he used this mesh. He put this mesh in there. He gets the collision from this mesh. But the thing is, I use the little boxes. Okay. I don't think it can.
And now we have taken the collisions from the mesh, or rather, we have retrieved them and added them to the dynamic mesh component. If we compile, we don't really see any difference, but if I go to bed and I go to visibility collision, well, nothing happens at all.
Mine I should have. Do I have visibility collision? Yeah, there's not the same version. That's me. Yeah, you have the whole version.
Go to visibility. If we compile, we don't really see any difference, but if I go to bed and
it's the lit. The lit visibility collision. Oh, yeah, I have a collision, of course. What if? It's my boxes here. Did I need this? I don't remember. Oh yeah, if I do a release all here, I could delete this. So simple collision. I did gather the collision in boxes. Maybe I would need to do that again in an array.
I go to visibility collision, well, nothing happens at all.
At all?
Why doesn't anything happen at all? Compile, save. We retrieve the mesh and we put it on the dynamic mesh. Well, that should be good.
What?
Well, that should be good. Mesh and we happen at all. Compile, save. We retrieve the mesh and we put it on the dynamic mesh. Well, that should be good.
What did he change? I'm not sure.
But if I go to bed and I go, why doesn't anything happen at all? Mesh.
Maybe it's the translation.
Well, that should be good.
That's not correct.
Here, if we go to collision, there's no collision either.
Okay, yeah.
No, there is a collision and it worked fine like that just now.
Yes, of course.
Okay. What did I screw up? Dynamic mesh.
What he screw up? He didn't.
It's possible that you
Yeah, it's that. As I showed you yesterday.
use my complex. There you have it. There's no collision, so we're going to put it in the all dynamic block.
I don't think you need to do that. I don't think you need to do that because mine is working. I don't have this activated. Let's see. Collision. What was this? Block all. Okay, maybe it was off because I don't have a little arrow here. When you have a little arrow, it means you modified it like this, or it can be returned back to empty. This I didn't modify it. It's generated by the blueprint, and empty default value is empty. But yeah, maybe it's because I'm in a generated dynamic mesh actor. It's automatically lock all here. So that's not it for me, of course.
Should be better.
Block all dynamic. Oh, maybe that's what I should do. I was wrong all along. Let's do this. Let's do it for the floor too. Collision. What? What? Reset. Okay, it's the other one. Okay, it's there. Why I don't have the same? Where's the preset? Let's do a side by side then. Oh, it's dynamic mesh component. Local dynamic. Dynamic mesh component collision. Use complex collision as simple. Maybe I should use simple as complex instead, because it was a blob at the end. Product. Wait a minute, it was... Yeah, I didn't test in build because it was broken, so I cannot use complex collision. Use simple collision as complex. Let's try this. Compile this, Control S, Shift S. Okay.
Viewport, here we can see the box now, and now we have our collision on our mesh. So I can use it to take the wall in full faces. So here,
Dynamic collision is good because now I think it will dynamically change, yes.
Something that is absolutely useless for the moment, since in any case we might...
Logically, like, it should be this. That the collision changes dynamically. We're all dynamic object that blocks all actor by default. All new custom channels will use its own default response. But I doubt it's not something else. It's something else.
might as well spawn the static MCH directly if it's just to do that, obviously, but except that now we're going to be able to play with our wall because our wall is not a static wick, it's a dynamic wick.
Wick.
So we're going to be
John
able to
Wick.
cut it, find it, or add cubes, holes, balls on it, whatever you want.
Balls.
Have fun.
Adding
There you
balls
have
on
it. That's the first part. We're going to create a small function for the cut.
The cut. Oh yeah, he cuts with the whip.
Wick.
Wick.
We're going to put it in the construction script right after.
Cut mesh. Yeah, I want to try this. Just for the funsies. Just for the funsies. He didn't really name this. John Wick. I will call it just the function John Wick. Just so I know to I need to delete it later.
Going to put it in the construction script right after.
What was this? I cannot see my other screen is too small. What? Oh, init mesh. Yeah, so init mesh function that he created at first.
The code. So, we're going to script because that will allow the controller and inside mesh here. So, and we're going to execute it directly on the construction script because that will allow the construction script to be executed at the construction level the moment we compile the actor.
Damn it. Don't do me this. Hey, it's the same. Is it the same as mine? No, it's a bit more thick than mine in my joint session. Okay, I need to lower the. Okay.
If we move it here, you can see that if I compile, we have the little execution circles. That's to say that the execution has been completed and that it went through here. And so because the construction script is also executed in the editor. That's the advantage, and it will allow us to have a direct visual without having to test it in-game. So, in the Wix, we're going to start with a sequence here because I like to do it vertically.
Oh, it's this own stuff. Okay. So in his cutting thing, he create the mesh. What the F?
Collisions from the mesh, or rather, we have retrieved them and added them to the dynamic mesh component. If we compile, we don't really see any difference, but if I go to bed and I go to visibility collision, well, so I can use it to take the wall in full faces. Fun. There you have it, that's the first part. We're going to create a small function for the cut. Wick. We're going to put it in the construction script.
Okay, it's in the construction script. Okay. Okay, put it there to build it. It's just to have the visual. Okay. Because if he cuts the mesh, it's something from the player that he activates. So my guess is that he's putting this there to have a visual while he's building it. Come on.
Script right after. And in the nitwick, we're going to retrieve the sequence, and that in order to retrieve it in a usable way.
What?
It's a local variable. And we're going to be able to start from there. So for the cut, the idea is to cut a part and that there is a part that disappears from a plane, for example.
I'm not sure why he does is repeating this because
So for that, what? we can do is to add a plane here.
I will try without it because I'm not sure that's helpful. Sound weak. I'm stupid like that. Yeah, I will try this little trick. I will make me learn maybe. Or realize what I can do rather.
Ah, this full here. I think we're going to increase its size.
What did they do? What did they do? Oh, okay, yeah, the plane.
Ah, this full here. I think we're going to
Yeah.
increase its size.
What? What's that? Where's my big Bumby boo? Where's my big Bumby boo? What the F? He ate my big Bumby boo. Where is the big Bumby boo? Where are you? Oh, I broke it. It's already broken. Let's see. Okay, it does everything. It's still there. So it's only the viewport that's doing like bacon on the floor. Huh. Why are you baconing on the floor? Bacon. Bacon. Uh-huh. Maybe the static mesh. I shouldn't have static mesh. Oh. This is searching everywhere. I just want to search here. It's already that. Set static mesh is here. Let me come on, let me be. The target mesh. I had a set static mesh here. No? I removed it. No. It was this one. Okay. So the viewport broke because I added plank. Maybe if I restart. Damn it.
That'll be fine. We can save them, and we'd need some material. Is there a way to have a grid? We'd need a grid with transparency.
Wireframe.
It's too big.
It's too big.
Here, we have a grid and we can see through it.
Okay.
Okay,
Oh.
it's just to have a visual on the plane that we'll use to cut.
Okay.
We're also going to create a variable.
Wait a minute. Wait a minute. Where's my map? It's there. 002. And I will try to stay as long as possible. Like midnight. It will. Oh, I can open them here. Yes. It repaired my booby boo. Floor, wall, viewport. Yes. Thank you, Unreal, for being friendly. Let's add the plane. Oh, it was small. I was inside. Maybe I was like, oh no, it cannot be. It was really broken. Okay. I want to
vector-
add it's the same material as him. It's a cool material. Level grid. Maybe I don't have it, but level grid. Yes. And I will inflate this 18 times. Whoa. There's little electrons. Okay.
Here, we have a grid and we can see through it.
Yes.
Okay, it's just to have a visual on the plane that we'll use to cut.
Yes, I know.
We're also going to create a variable, a vector type variable.
Okay.
Not a vector, by the way. We're going to put it in the transform type.
Transform type.
And it's going to be full cut.
You want to move it. Move it, move it.
Ah, and this place cut, we're going to check the editable instance and the show 3D.
Yeah, the same widget as I used. Sweet. He wants to move it like I did it. John Wick. It's not fine to make yourself laugh like that. John Wick position. Vector. It was not a vector, it was a transform. But yes. Transform, there is the rotation. My vector was only scale rotation. Yeah, I could have used this, the hole here. I could have used transform for location scale, and I would have rotation inside of this. That's a good idea. Maybe not private. It's possible we move it from outside.
Widget. That's going to allow us to have here if we select. We have a cube here that we can, well, a cube, a diamond, we'll call it a diamond, that we can
Yeah. Mm, 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 mm. Where's my diamond? Oh, that's wrong. Oh, it's not connected. That's not my diamond. It's not connected. I'm stupid. John Wick position. Oh, it's no, it's not connected. Stop playing with my mind, doing mind tricks on me. It's not even connected. John Wick. Ay,
move. But since it's a transform, we'll also be able to rotate it and scale it.
yes.
So we're going to put it back in its starting position, and that's what's going to help us. We're going to make sure that the grid here moves at the same time as the pin. It moves and all the transforms are applied to it.
I hit the floor. My connection's not fast enough. I'm streaming and many people are connected in the house.
So what we're going to do is, in the construction script, and we're going to do this before the wicks and the wick cut, we're going to take the plane here and we're going to give it a world transform set.
What? There's not. Oh yeah, of course. We get the MF plane. Snakes on there is MF snakes on the plane. Transform. Where? Can't you recognize your own plane?
And we're going to give it a world transform set.
World transform set. Set world transform. Ay, ay, ay. No, every time. I will do the things before say before he even mention it. Whip, swap, swoop, shrub, sweep, swoop, sweep, shrub, sweep, swoop. John Wick, come with me. Oh, it's scaled down. Yeah. Every time there's something. Every second of the day. Scale. Whoa. Don't do this. No. 18, enter. Compile. Down. John Wick this. MF. Mother effer. Where's my plane? There is MF. Mother effer. Planes. Where is it? Didn't get the skill, right? Or maybe the world position is wrong. Where's my plank? My plane. Where's my plane, buddy? Where did you put my plane? Maybe the set word transform is not the thing to do. Where are they? I want to send a message. Set word transform McManus. Damn it. What's wrong?
Maybe not world transform,
Oh.
actually. 7 relative transform.
Oh, it's relative to the object, of course. It's relative to my body there. Set relatives. Alabama. Transform. Transform. Okay. Okay. Compile. Oh, it's small. Damn, it's too small. That's what she said. That's what she... Too much at the office. Too many offices. What's wrong with you? What's wrong with you? Maybe it's... No, what's wrong with you? Seriously. I'll scale it. Whoa, 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 whoa. Oh, John Wick. Scale that. I want to cut like a shuriken. Okay, next.
And we're going to give it the plane cut here. That means that the transform of the plane cut here will be applied to the plane. So there's no change here. On the other hand, if I select and move, we can see that my plane here moves with the pin.
Yeah.
And so that will allow us to give it a visual effect. We can maybe give it another texture because this one here looks a bit dull.
No, it was a good one.
If we were to give it the basic material and the plate.
Oh, I hit the floor. Hit the wall.
Play cut, we would set the default scale to 2. That way, we can see the diamond much more clearly here to move our plane cut. So, the idea is that this full cut is used for cutting, and that is to say, everything that is above the full cut. So here, for example, if I also turn it like this, everything that is in the part above the full cut will be cut and removed.
Mm-hmm.
And for that, we will use a function called boolean.
Oh.
Even if it is not called boolean, but that is the principle. We will take our
wait a second. That's not what I used. Yes, that's what I use for the holes. Boolean, of course, it cannot be another thing. Append bugs, append Boolean, apply mesh Boolean. Yeah, it cannot be something else. So this is the in programming. It's a good thing to know, because when you know this, you know how to apply any mathematical differences. It's and or. It's similar to the and or Boolean. It's the same principle behind it. When you do it on pixels, you use this. When you do like it's the same as in the processor unit, how they do calculation with yeah, this is all of them, and or not, and nor. And oh, there's more. Yeah, I don't see this. Oops, sorry. Where is it? It's too small. XNOR. So if you want to learn it in a funny way, there's a game. I have it actually. It's what's the name? I was playing. This is cool. Last game I was playing. Zomboid. The name. Turing. Turing complete. Turing, when you have a language, programming language, and you want to know if something is a programming language, it has to be Turing complete. And Turing complete is when you have all the data, if it can compute absolutely any problem that a theoretical universal Turing machine can. Turing was a guy who built the Turing machine against the German to decode the German war codes. Not the Turing machine, the Enigma machine. Turing was another thing that he wrote. Turing machine. It's a machine that can copy itself, things like that. I don't remember. I don't have a good memory for all the details. But it's a good thing to look. Turing complete, Turing test. When you want to, the Turing test is when you want to know if an AI is close to be a human, you do Turing test. And now with AI, Turing tests should only be done by AI specialists, because they are it's becoming so close to be human-like that only specialists can say, oh, it's an AI behind the wall. Turing test. Turing complete. Let's show you. It's really a cool game. You end up making a computer at the end of the game. So you start by learning the basic and or, and then XOR and XOR, and it becomes very complex. It's made in Godot. It's really cool. I didn't play enough. I need to restart because it's been too long. So you end up building a computer. The circuit inside. So also it's the same principle as in shaders, as this picture show. And so shaders use this. It's the same principle with pixels. When you use the same logic, the same circuit. So it's called the modes. Oh, not just mode. There's another name. Photopia. This is a clone of Photoshop. You can play with this. 3. You those. But there's no name. There's no name. Linear dodge. There we go. We'll just write linear dodge. I will have the full name. Blending mode. Always little things I have on the top of my tongue I forget about. So it's the same principle. So except that some blending mode are more complex than just an or. You do the same kind of calculations. I'm looking for a picture. So if you want in a shader to it's the blending modes are more complex, but if you want to do some operation, let's say alpha is a good one. It's it will let where it's white, it will let the yellow, and where it's black, it will not let the red render on screen. So it's 1 for white and 0 for black. Yeah, it's not there goes this. So you can see visually in shaders, if you want to let let's say you have 2 PNG with colored circle, and you just want to, when they overlap, you just want the middle to show, you do end. So it's the same as the picture we saw earlier, where there was the white and black, and I said white is it was an end. So it's similar. So if you want both, it's or. If you want that they exclude each other, and you see like emptiness between when they overlap, where they overlap, it's XOR. So it's the same like when you do this in shader, you do the function and you use n. and you use OR on the pixels. It's the same exact thing. Boolean exclusion. And I guess that it's the same with Boolean cut 3D. It's the same principle in 3D, I would guess. Because it's called Boolean, of course. It's Boolean. It's called Boolean logic, so it has to be the same. That's why it's called Boolean when you do this in 3D. Apply mesh Boolean.
Transform.
Where is he? There.
Dynamic wick here, and we will
Wick.
type boolean.
Boolean.
No, not this wick there. It is the dynamic wick here. So, that is what it did not find. And here we have the affical.
Plain cut. I want his plain cut too. We'll add it there. Maybe not. Where's my plain cut? Here. Holes. Damn it. It's this one. I move them. Use this one. Apply mesh plain cut. Is this okay? And dynamic mesh. Where's the dynamic mesh? Oh, there. Get plane. Not position. Yeah, position. Okay. Son. Everyone has a John Wick. It's bigger there. What happened? It's not exposed. What? Oh. Whoa. Damn, it's big. Okay.
Cut. We compile, we save, and there we come back and see we have our pling git.
I don't think it will help me. Anyway, it's just fun. Did I learn something? No. I would have to solve it myself. Maybe he solved it at the end. Let's finish it.
And here we can modify this pin.
Yay.
You see that it modifies the cut as you want.
Yay.
Directly, it depends on our plane.
Yay. No. There's the other guy. I could check his video. This guy.
Hi, this is a quick
Yeah, this.
Hi.
Later. After this one.
So obviously, you don't have to have this PL there. It's just to have a visual here.
Yes, that's what I thought.
You can simply delete it or make it invisible.
Well, people want to throw the
Well,
put it
that
with a
doesn't work.
sword.
So we're going to uncheck the visible.
People
And there we no longer have our PL cut.
we
For the
just want to cut it. Oh yeah, it's the good thing to have it there. Because if you want to, let's say, your player to cut it, you can move the position. You don't put it private. That way you can move from outside, or better, you do an observer pattern. In Unreal, observer patterns is subsystem, or yeah, subsystem. You can do observer pattern with I think you can do them with interfaces too. So you search or ask AI how to do an observer pattern, because it's a problem, a non-problem in game programming, that the object shouldn't count the point. Like, let's say you do a sport game, and when there's a goal, you want to calculate the goal. Like, the ball goes into the goal net, and you want to find where do you put your code for counting the point. And sometimes people, like juniors in coding, will think to put it in the ball, on the ball. So it's not a good idea. It shouldn't be the ball who calculates the point. You can have other stuff like when there's landmines on the floor in a war game, and you want that when the player walk on a landmine, the landmine explode. So you have the trigger on the mine, but you need to know when the player walk on it. So you need to say, I get walked on by a player from the mine. And you want to avoid calling a function on the player to hit him. So what you do is an observer pattern that anyone that is interested in knowing that the mine explode are observer of the mine, and then you can do the overlap. It's the observer say to the player you got it explode, you got hit by the explosion, so that there is no spaghetti code that are linked, except the fact that they are observer and they get the information when something occurs, when they need to have. So what occurs in code is that the mine does not have the player class inside its code, and the player does not have the mine class inside its code. That way, with an observer pattern, they don't have each other in their own code. So you can move the player in another project more easily. It's not like a spaghetti where they reference each other. So the same thing with the slice here. You would want like the slice to be off by default. Like this is off, it does not got it. And you don't want to have the player shot, like it's good to have the cut here, absolutely, instead of a projectile. Instead of a projectile that comes and cut, it's better to have the cut on the object, hidden, like not visible, not cut. And when the player throws this object, it triggers the observer pattern to tell to this object to make the cut visible, this cut visible, and it takes in the information about the orientation of the cut and the rotation, the position where the player object is sent through something like an observer pattern. So yeah, that's how you do. That way you can use many other things that can be thrown at the wall and cut the wall, not just the player object, because it's not a spaghetti code. You can bring your wall outside of your game, of this project, and use it in another project. And because you use observer pattern, it's easier to bring elsewhere too. It's easier to debug when there's a bug, because it's not dependent on other classes. Okay, let's go. Let's continue this. Viewport, event draft. So to make it appear, you would like do a boolean that you turn on and off, like I did with the holes. The holes is
Visual in any case. So that's to make a cross-section. Well, it doesn't matter in the direction you want it to be. Obviously, you can do it the other way. You just have to turn the full one the other way.
Yeah. If you want
So, we're going...
You can duplicate your mesh, and one has the flipped version. You just do a minus in the rotation, like in this position there. You do this, split, rotation, split. Like the direction of the wall, but we don't see it here. The wall disappeared as usual. You check yeah, it should be like, let's say the wall is here. It should be X if you want the rotation like that. But if you want the rotation from back to front, it should be Y. And you would reverse it, both of them. Except if it's not except, but if it's Z, it depends, because the Z does not influence a cut like that. Because it just the plane. If your plane is infinite, yeah, it's like your plane is infinite. This is just a visual. And I think that is different. This is a plane cut, but there is a slice. A cut to a mesh, alternate filling any holes created. Filling holes. Let's see what it does. The other does apply. Mesh, plane, slice. It's, I think it will be similar, the same thing. Maybe it keeps the other part and you don't need to rotate anything. That would be cool. Let's see. Where is it? I don't know. God, what does it say? To half. Yeah, it maybe it gives you back the other half. Don't know. Right. Let's go. Okay, going. It's 10 p.m. Wow.
Obviously, you can do it the other way. You just have to turn the full one the other way. So, we're going to make it invisible. We're going to compile it here and in the even graph. I'm going to cut it here to leave it aside. Now, what we're going to do is we're going to make a hole. It's cool to make holes.
Yay.
Make it all. So, we're going to do the same thing at the beginning to recover.
I don't think it needs this.
And create the local dynamic variable.
Oh, it makes it local, that's why.
So, to make a hole, we're going to use the boolean. Yes, if we don't have a dynamic mesh, no, still not that one. There you go.
It makes
It's the apply mesh boolean. The apply mesh boolean will allow us to create a boolean between two dynamic meshes. So we're going to have to create another dynamic mesh here. And we have several operations for the boolean. The main ones are union, intersection, and sub.
It's the same thing I did.
Subplot. Knowing that the trim side and inside are linked to the intersection and the subtract, but in reverse, and the same for these two, but these are somewhat special, specific things. Let's say that in general we have union, intersection, and subtract. We're going to need the subtract since we're actually going to use the second dynamic mesh as a tool, hence the fact that it's called tool, to be able to actually delete a part in the first mesh and therefore make a hole. Finally, the union allows the two dynamic meshes here to simply be brought together, and therefore combined as if they were a single mesh. And in the case of the intersection here, it means that we will only take the part, the area that will be common between the two meshes, and everything else will be skipped. We will see that as we go along. You will see, we will test all this a little. But before that, we will need to create a mesh tool. So to create the tool, I also have a dynamic mesh. So we will create a new dynamic mesh. To do this, we will create a construct. Object from class. Now, you may not have used the construct object very often. It is what allows you to create almost any object in the game, that is to say all the blue pins. Almost everything has to go through a construct. When you make a widget, it is a construct, it is the same node. Or almost. So that's it, that's why you almost never use it now. Simply because to create a widget, you use create widget and you don't necessarily see that it's construct and that for everything that is an actor, you have to spawn it because
I want to know for myself instead. But I cannot pen it. It's probably source code.
because an actor is an object but it exists in the world, and for it to exist, it has to be spawned so that we can give it a position and so on.
I didn't use a construct.
Apart from that, it's construct, and in this case it's a dynamic wick that we need. So yes, we have Mike MCH. So here, there are two. We're going to choose the one that says dynamic wick.
Maybe that's what.
So here, what we're creating.
That's what I need. I will delete this shit. 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 No. Okay. So what it said? Which one he picked?
Is not a dynamic wick.
Wick.
2. We're going to choose the one that says dynamic
wick. So we picked the tree. Data interface that can create mesh geometry at runtime from triangle data. Interesting. I think this one is better. Maybe the next tutorial he will pick this one. Let's pick this one for this tutorial. Yeah.
Dynamic wick. So here, what we're creating is not a component, it's a dynamic wick full stop. So like that, it's going to be empty, right? Because for the moment, we're creating it, but we're creating it empty.
Empty.
Of course, we'll then need to save it as a local variable.
Isn't a function.
We'll call the whole wick in the same way as what's requested here. We can even directly connect it in advance. And now that we've created it, we'll need to give it a wick, an area, something. Here, since the idea is to make a hole in our wall, but we're going to designate an area for it, and this area will simply be a square area. So to make a square area, we're going to make an open box like I showed at the beginning. The pan box with the right dimensions will allow us to create a box. So here, if we just do that, we don't change the values, well, it creates a box with dimensions of 100 by 100 by 100 at the default position 0, 0. So here, if I do that, we can't see anything at all. That's normal because then we're just applying a box to a dynamic wick. But this
Wick.
dynamic wick is not applied to any
But,
component, so it's not actually visible. If we want to see it, we can easily do a dynamic wick set on our dynamic wick, and that will replace the wall here with our box. Normally, compile and save the entire wick, the box.
Where is it? Oh, it's there.
Man H, did we put it in the construct here? Well, no,
That's
obviously.
what I was going to say.
So that can't work. Hop, compile and save. And viewport, we only have one cube left. A cube that also contains the texture of my thing on each side. But hey, we have a cube, so here, we can clearly see the cube in question. So now that we have a cube in our dynamic wick, which will serve as a tool, this cube here, we're going to use it to apply a boolean. And here, we're going to apply it as a union type so that we can see. It will simply combine the two wicks. You see that we have our wall plus the cube. Here, we have a single wick, right? If we click on dynamic wick here, it's still the one that's inside. So here, it's the two that are simply combined with each other. We can have additional options together.
Let's see if it broke everything. The plane is still there. Oh yeah, I didn't delete it. Dynamic wick. Yeah, we'll delete the plane. Outer. But he used this for his hole. Maybe I could use it for my holes.
We're going to recombine now. We're going to test the intersection. We compile and you see that now all that remains is the part that was inside the cube. It's not the cube that remains here, it's the part of the wall that was in the cube. So the part that ultimately intersects between the two wicks. And so, if we go to the subtract, we have the part where the cube is that is removed from our wall. So to make the hole.
The hole.
So once we've made our hole, we're going to be able to modify this hole in a more dynamic way. So, we're going to create some small variables here. We're going to create a vector type variable. Which will be the all position, or just the all pause, and we're going to create another variable, a vector type variable of d, which will be the all size. We're going to put the pose in an editable instance and show 3D widget too, since we can do the show 3D widget on a vector or on a transform. Knowing that since it's a vector, it's only the position that we can change. There you go, so here we have our position here. That I can move, but for now, it's not associated with the hole, so it doesn't change anything. What we're going to do.
I already did this.
What we're going to do is that we're going to make sure that this position of the hole, I'm going to have trouble with the hole. By the way, that we don't have it here. We compile, we save, and there we see that our hole is moved according to the point, and we can therefore move our wheel as we want at the level of our wall. Okay, very good. Here, we can even partially, the hole for example. So now that we have that, the ideal would be for our, by the way, that we don't have it here, all size instance editable, compiled, save, that the size here that we can modify increases or changes the size of our hole here. So what we're going to do is give it a default size of 100 by 100. And so, we're going to use this size to define the dimensions here. So the dimensions will be y and x.
You could have used a
Not necessarily y and x. By the way, what you need to look at here is,
Oh, it doesn't know.
the red arrow here corresponds to the thickness of the wall.
Yeah,
Now, the thickness here, in this case, I want it to be present on all thicknesses, no matter what.
it's a good idea.
This is specific because I want you to do it this way too. Dot. On the other hand, if you want to be able to have just a part and not necessarily half,
But
in
I
that case,
don't
instead of a
want
vector of b,
this.
you will need to make a normal vector so as to have all the sizes. For the dimension, as we said, x was the thickness. In my opinion, it is more like x and y for y and z and x to have the thickness in a reliable way, complete. What I'm going to do is take my dynamic mesh component and do a get component bound. This get component bound will allow us to have
Good idea.
the banding box, in fact the overall area of the model, which more or less corresponds to and more or less determines the size of the model. Well, let's say that it's the minimum box in which we can put the correct 3D model. And so here, we have the box extent, which gives us the size. We're going to split it. What we need is the x, except that since it's a box extent, the box extent is only halfway because the origin is in the center of this box. So the size of the x is only halfway. So we have to multiply this size by 2 to get the total thickness of the wall. If I count. There's nothing left. So why do we have nothing left? Either it's because the hall here is no longer correct. It's because the all size here, but the size is indeed at 100%. So, we're going to do a little print so that we can see what the value is. So, if I do a clear and I do log print, user message, and I launch it, there's no compilation here. If I recompile here, it tells me 31. Okay, so T1, that looks fine to me. Why doesn't it do anything at all? Like here, if I remove it and put 31.
Too small.
Or is it the position here that's not bad? Here, we see that it goes here. Okay, so at 0, the problem is that 0, we don't have a size. Finally, mark, it's true that it says 31, 0 and some in the boxes. So now, we can remove that and reconnect it here. It was just the x. Position here that wasn't at 0, simply.
Yeah.
Our position. And ultimately, if you want to be sure that the size here, if the x doesn't move, we'll simply split it here in. Like that, we don't touch the x. The x remains at 0, regardless of the value of our x position. Which means that if I take it back and move it here, you see, it doesn't change anything. And so here, we can have our position. So we still have our element that moves. So on the other hand, sometimes it creates artifacts like this here because here we have the part of the beam here that is cut at the same time as the part of the side and it can create this kind of artifact. And so we can modify the size of our area here as we wish.
Okay, it's not going to solve any of my problem. Except if it
So
will.
don't hesitate Keep testing. Checking other types of appends, checking other types of booleans, maybe trying other Wik applications. We have different ones. We have BVE LED, for example.
I will
Hey,
do
that's cool. I should also test it.
I will do a build to see if this one solves it. This little one solves it. Then I will do a, while it's building, I will go take a break, 15-20 minutes, something like that. So let's do this. Build, coding tools, build commands, terminal, PowerShell. There we go. Paste. And now I will be back in a few minutes. Oh. Need to check the logs. Why those? What? Oops. Everything. This search faster on Windows and the Windows search. Good. There we go. Okay, it was just saying yes. Oh, I'm added new build target. Maybe it's a good time to talk about it. So I wanted, I mentioned it in a stream a couple months ago that I wanted to make different build, different game, and I had this idea for a long time, but I won't implement it right away. And what I mean by different builds is that I will advertise the game for human separately from the game from elves. So when the player play, they don't know that they would play with elves, and only this channel will know. And I have built like prepared two channels. The human game will be called Cottage Craft, and the elfly game is elfly. So when I will stream later on, like in future version, I didn't see this one. In future version, I will start with you here, and I will tell you, okay, today I will going to work on Elfleaks, and then I will stream here and in this channel. And when on the days on which I will work on the human, I will stream here, which is this channel, and I will stream on Cottagecraft. But I won't tell them here that of this channel or this channel. And same thing for Elfly, I won't tell them about the human game. I will make them seems like humans are NPCs, and for those one, I won't make them seem like there is no Elfly. I won't mention Elfly. I will try to hide the code. So when they play, they will play together, and they will be like, what is this little creature when it's human being? And they will wonder what uh, is this an NPC or a player? And then they will talk to the Elfley, and it will make I think it would be funny interaction. And I hope you won't tell like the title. Yeah, my hope is that we keep the secret as long as possible. And I will do this with most of my game stuff like this. I think it's yeah, very different and interesting. So I made multiple build targets. So I need to create new build file. But for now, I just need to make this one only Elfly, the main one. So I have the Elfly, which is a mix of the two. It will have all the multiplayer together of both. This will have only Elfling. This will have only this. Those are executable. So the game for the people wanting to play Elf would be executed on this build, and the people playing Human will have this executable. So it's like I'm making two games in one shot. And this is shared. Everything that is shared, the level, the peer-to-peer games, sessions, etc. So how to do just this one. I'm using here real cook dev. I will find this file, which is here. Okay. I would just make it generated because this is so simple to generate. Now that I three different build, I get this error on my usual build setup. Now I will copy this error. We know the context. And I'm asking Claude AI. It's the best for this kind of stuff. And this is just a build setup, and it does this it's very good for this kind of stuff. So this my build my generate it for play in oops shared in links and Human build in Human. There we go. Is there something else? I would need to do the shipping too. Shipping is the release version. So I will do this. Play Okay. So to do the same for the shipping. Setup. Same tree. But okay. So let's start with closing this. This one. Just want to see. Yeah, it's wrong. Something is wrong. And I have a lot of change to do here. So what is wrong? Save. Yeah, I cannot see because I renamed it. Let's copy this. Not shipping dev. I just want to see what he changed. Yeah, I have a lot of file to correct here. That's why it's long. Since I updated the version of Unreal, I need to resave every file in the new version. That was the lag I had there. It's part of the lag I had earlier, last episode. So what's the issue with this one? Build cook, yes. Let's put this and save. Come on. Oh, I see. Okay, at least it didn't delete. I see like small changes here and there. You should always check what AI does, no matter how good it is. So he changed it. He broke the little thing. He did it himself here. He added comments. Broke the equals. Forget. What is this? Instead of removing it, he commented it. No, this is the other way around. Yeah, it's the other way. This is the old. I just copy paste it. This is the new one because I added the new one into the complete into the stage. So I copied the old one and put it over the new one, and I can see the old one over the new one. So he cleaned it up. He made it equals here. He added, so it made it very good. He removed unnecessary commands. That's fine. He made it equal there. That's cool. He added this. Okay, and that's all. Okay, he removed it. He removed this. It's not added. So now I can undo this. Control Z and test it. So now it has a new name. Build command here. I will need to rename this Elfly everywhere and do the other one Elfly. Oh, lagging. Play. Why does it add 2 underscore now? I don't know. And I will need to do this for everyone, and test them later on. I will just test this one. Okay, every change I do is very slow because I have a lot of stuff to clean, so I will test right away. Just so this one is links, and there would be another one. And this one will have to change to humans. So let's test this one. Don't know if the package host client will work because it changed the path. What is this? I just changed the name. Okay, I will copy paste instead. Copy. That way I know where it is faster. So, oh, I put 2 L's here too. Yo, mans. What is this? Oh, it's the other way to connect other arguments. Examples of arguments. What? Again? Okay. Everything. No. No. It's not copy. Control C. Right click. I don't see it right away. Okay, the same error. Well, what did I do? I didn't save the undo. That's why. What? No way. No way. Anyway, Claude is very good for stuff like this. Okay, the editor is not there. Now it's the editor. Same program as before. Oh, I need to add the lines in default ENE. Config. Default editor. Default engine. Wow. What is this? Default engine. Rip building build setting. It's not there. Whoop. It's not there. Default game target is there. Not there. Okay, I need to add it. I want to append this with Notepad++ instead. Append with, not this. Append with, choose, Notepad, always. I will add it there. Let's see. Works. I will test the other on my free time. I just need this one to work. Anyway, those one are for after the demo, the first demo. Then I will decorate the demo, revamp the visual a bit, not too much, and start the first alpha. The music, where are you?
Hey guys, today
It's not a big build. I asked the AI who did it. I don't remember which one. Where I started doing those files to make a build, very light build, and it made it very light. And shipping builders too, it can be lighter because it's one of the thing that when your game is growing, it's getting long to test because it has many stuff to cook and build. Yeah, I need to solve this. I could ask AI to make a file that lists all the error like that. Solve them. Because it's hard to read when it's like that. Along with the other logs. I was cleaning up with this. What did you do? Remove this. Did you remove any file? Because you resave every file because it created a problem, and it goes when you update. Can happen when you update the engine. Like I updated from 5.6 to 7 and 7.4, and yeah, it did like the long lag when I press play the last episode. And now you resaved every file in the project, and which is it will be long for me to. Oh, successful. Now let's test this. Of course, it needs to point to the new build. Okay, let's do this file too then. I will have to do every file. That's fine. Just on the free time I will do this. Orthogonic. Anything that are tools like that that are not like runtime coding is very good to do with an AI. You don't lose much and you gain time. Where is it? Yes. Yeah, it was just the path above. That's a bit different. It's elsewhere. Now I can run it. Oops, the name. Run chain. Airflow. No. Let's copy and paste the name then. I don't see any typo. What? Oh yeah, I didn't do it here. I did it in line of code. Command line. Oh, yes. Let's see if it solves the problem. And I will go no matter what it does. It solved it. Are you kidding me? Except I don't have the characters here. So the mesh is here. The floors. Yeah, the floors I didn't change it. And did it? Oh, I forgot. It's the old map. Damn it. I forgot the usual. I think I should stop working on a second map. Instead, I will never forget. Yeah, it does not connect. I need to solve this too. So I need to rename the map and rebuild, and then I will go after that. I would maybe show you a little game until midnight or something like that, or maybe while it's opening I will show you the game. Not this one, though I could. Maybe tomorrow I will install it because I really want to play. Need to finish it. Three. The Forest. I don't have Son of the Forest. Project Zomboid. It's still like in construction, like they are in 42's unstable. I see always updates. I would like to do a game like not to do a game, but to be constantly in update like that. Okay, it's there. It's the map here. I need to remove this one or rename it like one. Fix up directories. Oh, it does the slow thing that I'm trying to solve by resaving every file. All this, it's based on the animation of the Gasp, but my guess is that I should do it on every file. Oh, it's UEFN. Maybe it's Gasp. I'm not sure. Map. Okay, I did this one. Update, redirect to references, delete, maps, because it's seek for the name. And the last map I was working on was this one. So I need to duplicate, remove the one, remove the prefix, enter, and now I save, close it and rebuild. And while it's rebuilding, I can play the game with you. It's very hard. It's better when you play with other people. But I play alone. One time I played alone and it went really fine. But now I don't want to. I don't want it to be too hard. So I will delete my old game where I die. All the old game where I died. I don't want to die by zombification. So the best one I prefer is custom. Next. Then I like this one, but yeah, that's not important. And now I have my own settings which reduce the number of zombies. The issue now is the UI is very small. I just want to see if it kept. Yeah, it kept my settings. With lower zombie. Yes. Next. I like to be a police officer because I have all those skills. I will save my settings because I'm tired of doing this. Overweight. You need to add. You look at your points there, and you need to have 0 or green. But if you are green, you can pick the number here. So the UI is like broken because my screen is large, very large. So by being overweight, I can use other skills that are important. I have what else can I be? Like you have positive like bonuses and maluses, and you need to equilibrate. You can avoid it by not picking a good job. Like I picked police officer. I needed to add a malus to have higher than 0, minus here. What would be helpful would be immunity against zombification, which is it's immunity, I think. It's likely to be spotted by a zombie. This one could be very good. Now I'm in -2. I need to add a malus. They are very bad. The malus are very bad. Like you don't want to be deaf because you won't hear the zombie. I thirst, feeble, asthmatic, unlucky, smoker. The smoker could be a big, good one. Maybe the odor attracts zombie, I'm not sure. Sleepy head. Prone to illness. Did I pick? Account species. The fifth. Healthy. Needs to eat more regularly. Maybe this one could be a good one because I'm overweight. I would pick needs to eat more regularly. Now I have 2 points. What is that too? Fast reader could be a good one. It's a 2. Wakeful. Is it a 2? Yes. Strong is a 10. Damn. Fast reader could be a good one because you have skills and you can read to pump your skills up. Wakeful can be a good one because he needs to sleep always. So I would pick Wakeful, and I will save this profile. RAM. Me. Save. Next. Now I have my character. I already saved it. Next. There we go. These are the end times. There was no hope of survival. There's music. I just got it because when I play it, I listen to a movie. This is how you died. I listen to movies when I play, so this is why there's no music, but the music is very good. So always start with this is the how you die. It's really good. Now I need to start and find some weapon or something because I'm surrounded by zombies. And I have a backpack, so I could put the food in my backpack. And it's fresh. Grab all. He needs to eat a lot, so I will eat. Not unpack. Eat all. What else there is to pick? Do I have a gun? Empty kettle. Bakery tray. Saucepan. This is rip. Oh, all the canned food. Grab all. This would be long. Let's make a pause. Get a look at the build. It's done. Let's run it. Now, let's see. Oh, I should remove the L3 for the debug. Okay, it didn't work. So tomorrow we'll look for it. The next tutorial. So I will leave you to that and maybe a little gameplay. A bit. And that would be it for tonight. A little 3 minutes. Unpause this. I don't like the UI. I don't know if I can solve it. It's 3040, 3840. Half of it would be 6. 1920, and the other is 2160, 80, 1080p. It would be this one. Half of it. Yes. It's still too small. So 540. So I have a 540. It would be too small, I guess. 19, 10, 20. Then 80. So we are here. $720. Try this one. Okay, it seems a bit better. But it's still too big, too small. I feel like Yeah, it's still stuck at the same. It didn't change anything. Okay, let's continue this. Frying pan, nothing here that can help us survive the zombie apocalypse. Let's open this. Oh, then there's light here. In the, turn off the light. What is in there? Yeah, could read cooking book, metal work book. This will help. Skill level is too low. Yeah, I cannot read this. I need to practice metal work. There. Sword magazine. I'm a cop. I should have a gun somewhere. I have a kid. Fanny pack. What is that? Where's my gun? The gun is not the best because it's very loud. The best is making a spear with the kitchen knife. I need a kitchen knife. It's fine with the little music, yeah. The little calm music. When it's not the game music. Where is my gun? Crowbar is good. Primary. Shoes. It does not do. Saw is good. To build stuff. Duct tape to repair. Let's go with that. I don't have my gun. They don't see me. Masqueras that they don't see me. Oh, they see me anyway. My skills is useless. Oh no. Damn it. No. 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 What I have here. Unpleasantly hot. Nothing in there. Damn it, they are everywhere. Damn it. Oh no, they are everywhere. I reduced half. Imagine how many there were when I didn't reduce them. Almost impossible. Oh. Turn off the TV. Oh no, they came here. They hear me anyway. Oh, they are here. I'm going away. Oh no, damn it. Damn it. I'm getting out of the city. Volleyball. Oh, they are everywhere. Damn it. I have a horde following me. Damn it. Please let me be. I'm supposed to not be viewable. Damn it. It's not possible. Oh no. Oh no. Oh no. It's impossible. It's not possible. Damn it. Ay, ay, ay. Okay. Oh no. What is this? It's not possible. Oh no. Oh no, they know. Oh no, they know. I need to find a key because there's a car parked in front. It would be in the living room, in the room like that. Fast. 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 Oh, it protective band. Where? Oh, it enter. Damn it! That was the worst ever. Open. Ah, I need the keys. Smash the window. Oh! Ah! She got me. Come on. No. 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 Let me be. No. No. There we go. No. No. Damn it. I need to go in there. Fuck. F. In the trunk. Okay. I need the keys for the cars in the front. That's it. I think the sound of the microphone. It catch the sound of the microphone. Killers. That's why they found me, because it catch the sound of the microphone. I go into the options. Audio. Yes, look, my microphone is blasting. Like that. Okay. No, maybe lower. Lower like that. Governs the media. The player's microphone. All the other players. Okay, like that. Like that. Okay, let's go. I think I will stop the sound. I think kitchen knife, we need this. There's no key. Okay. Maybe if I okay, that's not a problem. Don't find the key here. Didn't check. I can't open at least one. Yes. I'm hungry. Oh, only destroy. So I the exertion is tired. Can I find the keys? Oh no. Another one. It's not talking too much. Okay, it's a taxi. It's not his house. Very exhausted. I think I will sleep. This house. House. Are you sure you want to sleep here? It's there. Oh, what? Okay, it's because of my backpack. It's too. Other. Yes. Oh, oh. What's the Okay, let's go. Okay, the Mary comfort back. Kazuka. Things blocked. Ouch. My fingers. This. Damn it. Everything's locked. Damn it. Maybe they have the keys inside. D. It's plug D, but it adds defense. I will clean it. Dang it. There's no zombie here. I hear some. Yes. I think there's a bee inside. Where? What? Section. here, zombie. Oh yes, he's knocking on the door. Okay. The keys. I found the keys. I have the keys. I don't have enough for that. Except if I kill the zombie. Okay. This there. I pick her. I beat that with to clean my clothes before. Wash. Oh, I have a big van. So that be it for tonight. Thank you for watching and see you probably tomorrow. So thank you. Bye.